Welcome to the breakdown. Jemel Herring versus Shakur Stevenson. It is fight week, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am your host, Nice, and this is the Fight Room. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you do for the latest boxing news, feedback, and entertainment. So we have a good matchup, ladies and gentlemen, this Saturday night on ESPN ESPN Plus for the 130-pound WBO title. Now for the stats. Herring, 23 wins, 2 defeats, 11 by knockouts, 35 years of age, southpaw, 5 feet 10 with 72-inch reach. Absolutely taller with longer length reach than Shakur Stevenson. Shakur, 16 wins, no defeats, 8 by knockout, 24 years of age, southpaw as well, 5 feet 7 with 68-inch reach. So clearly we see that Jemel Herring is the taller, lengthier opponent. Herring also has won 7 straight victories. His last defeat was August of 2017, so it's been almost 4 years. Jemel Herring, the champion, is putting his title on the line against the young rising star Shakur Stevenson, and it is going to be a good fight. It is evenly matched, I believe, in my opinion. Why I say let's get to it. Now, Jemel Herring, definitely a good boxer in his own right. Now, we know that he's 35 years of age, and most people say that his time is mostly done, and this is a handover title, and for him to crown Shakur Stevenson the next one. But you cannot count him out quite yet. Now, we know Shakur Stevenson, he is a very talented young fighter, well-defensive fighter, knows how to use the ring, knows how to use his footwork, good ring IQ for his young age, and he is here to try to prove that he is going to be an elite star down the road. So a good matchup we have, ladies and gentlemen, and let me just say, definitely the biggest test for young Shakur Stevenson. Now, you have to understand, folks, Jemel Herring has been through a lot in his lifetime and has a lot of experience, though, in that ring, and has been improving as he goes on. Now, we know he just defeated Carl Frampton. Now, Carl Frampton, we know he was the shorter fighter and whatnot, and, people want to use that as an excuse, but you can't not really use that as an excuse because Carl Frampton is definitely a good fighter and was an elite at the time, but now his time is done because Jemel Herring took him out the way. They stopped the fight, and he had him all the way. He had his number. Now, Shakur Stevenson, just as well. He's improving more and getting more to his defensive attribute. Now, we know that he's a good, skillful young talent. In my opinion, he definitely has good arsenal if he puts it, together. And when he was younger, man, coming up, he was more active in offense, and we seen in his last bout that he wasn't really using that offense and was just waiting and trying to be the counter puncher and using his time. And he got criticized just a little bit for it, and yeah, it was kind of boring. And we know that we don't want to call fighters boring, and they don't like to be called that. But if he does continue in that type of road, waiting to be the counter puncher and waiting to, just not get hit. He doesn't like to get hit, and he's been mentioning that often. It can be that he can just become a boring fighter, but hopefully not, because now he is going to get tested with a hard puncher, a good fighter, a good boxer with a good ring IQ in Jemel Herring. Jemel Herring does have boxing experience and knows how to fight, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a great test for the young Shakur Stevenson. You cannot count out Jemel Herring. Now, we know that he has 2 losses. Doesn't mean anything. He bounced back and learned from that. Now he knows how to lose and come back. Shakur Stevenson, not the same. So now this is the test. Shakur Stevenson has been pumping up this matchup, talking a lot, pumping it up and saying all this smack about that he was going to, beat him up, fuck him up or whatnot, and he's going to take the title or whatnot. And, Herring said that, he's not taking it personal, whatnot, and hopefully that when the time comes, the matchup comes that night, that he just better be prepared as he will be. So, ladies and gentlemen, a good matchup. My opinion, I believe that Shakur should win this matchup in unanimous decision because, he might use the ring and be defensive, and just, pick and choose. But this is the thing. He cannot stay in the pocket with Jemel Herring. Jemel Herring is good in the pocket, and he has a great uppercut. Now, this is the thing. We all know, of course, that Shakur Stevenson is not going to stay in the pocket with this man and trade shots. So he is going to use a lot of defense. He's going to move around and use the ring and use his ring IQ to try to overcome Jemel Herring. Now, the thing is, Jemel Herring is going to have to try to use his ring IQ, try to cut the ring off, and, try to put some combinations together and get out of the way. Now, does he have that type of skills? I believe so. Now, we know that he trains with Bomac. And Bomac got, the #1 pound-for-pound fighter, in my opinion, in the welterweight division, Crawford. Now, I know Crawford has not, proven that in the welterweight division, but now he will, hopefully, come November 20th. That's another topic, though. But you already know, Shakur should win by unanimous decision, but I cannot count out Jemel Herring. If Jemel Herring, gets in his bag, uses his jab, boxes real good, cuts the ring off, and gets real aggressive with some good timing, maybe he can overcome. But let's see, ladies and gentlemen, a good matchup this Saturday night. Do not miss it. Herring Shakur Stevenson for the WBO lightweight 130-pound title. ESPN ESPN Plus. You already know. I am your host, Nice. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, don't forget, share the Fight Room.